more say over the social media sites your kids are signing up to be on. Thanks for joining us at 5:30. I'm Ashley Kirkland.
And I'm Stephen Allenbritton. Today, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine pressed lawmakers to pass a bill called the Social Media Parental Notification Act. WLWT News 5's Todd Dykes is live with how this would all work. Todd.
Yeah, Stephen and Ashley, there's no denying that most people, including teens and preteens, live in a world that is saturated with screens like these. And with research increasingly showing social media apps that they're linked to mental health woes, Ohio's governor wants to make sure parents know what kids 15 and younger spend so much time scrolling through. Today in Columbus, Governor Mike DeWine's second in command said out loud what plenty of parents feel when it comes to what their kids do while using social media apps like Snapchat and Instagram.
Let's face it, a lot of moms and dads don't have any idea how any of this works.
So to give parents back control of what your kids spend time on, the administration is taking a stand.
We have an obligation to do this.
Governor Mike DeWine is pushing for a measure called the Social Media Parental Notification Act. It would force social media companies and online gaming platforms to get a parent's permission before kids 15 and younger can sign up.
And the provisions in here we think are strong, reasonable, and that there are no easy ways around them.
The push to clamp down on kids using social media apps without their parents' knowledge follows a warning about related mental health concerns shared by the Surgeon General of the United States.
This is not going to solve every issue surrounding bullying in life, and we don't suggest that it will. But it's going to give parents a way to fight back against literally companies who are making billions of dollars collecting data on their children and addicting them to this platform, and sometimes they don't even know it's happening.
While he's focused on what Ohio lawmakers can do, Governor DeWine hopes the proposed law sparks a wider conversation.
The federal government should take this on as well. This is something that the United States Congress should take up.
Now, we all know, as you can see here, that young people often find ways around age requirements when they sign up for social media apps. And in some cases, again, it's as simple as finding an older birth year and putting that in and then going that route. If this proposal were to become law, there would be more checks that a person would have to go through to sign up for a social media app. It could include a live video chat for confirmation. One government official in Columbus likened it to new gambling websites in Ohio, those new apps that gambling sites operate. Those sites require a fair amount of information, so you could see changes that are akin to those. For now, reporting live, Todd Dykes, WLWT News 5.
Now, Todd, is no secret. A lot of parents don't even know when their 15-year-old son or daughter signs up for an account on TikTok or Snapchat. Would the proposed law change that?
That's certainly the goal, Ashley. And I think it's fair. I've got kids in that age range. It's just a lot to keep track of with everything else going on in life. Not only would social media companies have to figure out how to get verifiable permission from the parent. That's the key phrase there, verifiable permission. They'd also have to send a written confirmation of the consent to the parent or legal guardian, so everybody is in the know when a young person tries to sign up. Ashley and Stephen?
All right, Todd Dykes reporting live for us. Thanks so much, Todd.
Well, we got some much needed rain.